Hi and welcome for another two videos, and this time we are talking about gas. We're going to talk about the types of gases. On the second video we're going to talk about their properties. The common gases that we come across are natural gas, and you might be well know is for the boiler inside of the domestic property, and also you come across a propane. So propane gas is normally used for soldering. As well as a MAP gas. However, you might come across a butane. So butane, generally speaking, when you come across, you might be used in a barbecue situation and where the heat is required. Now, we can identify these gases by the color of the cylinders. Obviously, natural gas doesn't come from a cylinder. It comes from a national grid. But when it comes to LPG, so LPG stands for liquid petroleum gas, and we have a different color of cylinders. So the liquid is stored inside of the cylinder, and it turns to a gas when it's released through its nozzle. So red is the identification color for propane, yellow is the identification color for MAP gas, and blue is the identification color for butane. Now, MAP gas is a combination of both propane and butane, and as you well know, is using for the soldering situation. But we are not going to talk about the MAP gas today. We are going to concentrate ourselves on the three gases, which is they are natural gas, propane, and butane. So we're going to see the air ratio and what is the effects of these three gases. Also, I'm going to reverting you back, perhaps to even to the health and safety, to see for the combustion elements. So, combustion, fire or burning, is the rapid combination of fuel and oxygen at the highest temperature. So, a fire can reach a temperature up to 1000 degrees within minutes. So, for the fire to start, there are three requirements. So, as you can see, right, the fire triangle, all right, so fuel, oxygen and heat. We need to have these three elements, okay, to come together in a combination for the fire to occur, right? So, in order for the gas to burn, it has to be a mix of oxygen in the air to create the correct mix for combustion to be occur. A good example is a car engine, in which the air and fuel are mixed in a carburetor before being injected into the cylinder. So, therefore, the mixture of gas to air is different from each gas and is known as the gas ratio. So, when this ratio hits the lowest limit possible to support a flame, it is known as flammability limit. A complete combustion will ensure the maximum heat energy is given for each unit of gas burned. Now that's where the air ratio comes into. Now I'm going to show you a table, or as you can see, natural gas, propane and butane, and the gas air ratio of 20% of oxygen. So natural gas is 1 in 10, propane 1 in 25, and butane 1 in 30. Okay, so that's the table about the gas ratio for these three gases, right? So the key points from today, so the key elements we can learn from today. So before a gas burn, it must be mixed with oxygen. That's the first key point. The second point is the proportion of oxygen need depends on the gas, right? So that's the second point. So always remember that, right? So before a gas burn, it must be mixed with oxygen. The proportion of oxygen needs depends on the gas, all right? And also remember about the table, the air ratio. Natural gas 1 in 10, propane 1 in 25, and butane 1 in 30. Now, the second video, we're going to talk about the gas and their relative densities, okay? So I'm going to explain that more in detail. I hope you find this video helpful and informative, and I'll see you soon.